kind of a friend comes to visit his friend, and the friend says, see, I'm a bit busy, my friend. You've got to come some other time, for I will not be able to receive you. And his visiting friend says, please, my friend, you must receive me. You must receive me. Then one begins to imagine, what kind of a friendship is this? And what kind of a visit is this? This exactly was the scenario that led to the British invasion of Benin in the year 1897. Please follow me. Let me take you through a journey. This is the Willie Kosa TV. Oba Ovonramwen Nogbaisi was the 35th Oba of the Great Kingdom of Benin. He ruled between 1888 and 1897. He was born in the year 1857 as Idugbowa Noviadolo, which means Idugbowa, the son of Adolo. He became Ovonramwen in 1888 upon enthronement during his coronation, as it is customary that when an Oba ascends the great throne of the Kingdom of Benin, he must choose another name. So the name Idugbowa chose was Ovonramwen Nogbaisi, which means the rising sun that spreads over all. This could be, perhaps he saw it, that his fame would spread all over the world. The Great Kingdom of Benin was one of the oldest, greatest, and highly developed kingdoms in West Africa. The Great Kingdom dates back to the 11th century. The great Obas of the Kingdom of Benin are respected and honored, for they were the political and religious leaders of the Great Kingdom. The Kingdom of Benin tried its best to seal itself from European influence and annexation, but this did not really last long. In 1891, the British Vice Consul H.L. Galway took a tricky treaty of protection and trade to the Great Oba. The Oba did not sign the treaty, but authorized one of his chiefs to do so. The British actually wanted the Great Oba out of the way because the Oba had monopoly on trade, especially the trade on palm oil and others. So the motive of the British was purely economical, based purely on trade. The acting Vice Consul James Phillips ignored warnings never to enter Benin at the moment, for there was a great festival going on in Benin, the Igwe Festival, a very sacred and prominent ceremony in the Kingdom of Benin, and therefore the Oba was busy. So he was told never to enter Benin at the moment, that he should come back when the festival was over. The Englishman refused He refused to yield to the warnings not to enter Benin, and he persisted that he must enter Benin. I just begin to imagine what kind of a friend comes to visit his friend, and his friend says, "See, man, I'm busy. I will not be able to receive you. Please come some other time when I'm less busy." And the friend said, "No, you must receive me. You have to receive me." For this was the situation when Philip insisted that he must enter Benin, even when he was told by the Benin chiefs that the Oba was busy with Igwe festival. So Philip's refusal and persistence that he must enter Benin was seen by the Benin chiefs as an insult to Benin honor and a challenge to the sovereignty of the great kingdom. And therefore they retaliated, killing Philip and many other Africans and the British men who followed him. But unfortunately, 2 British men escaped. This gave the British the excuse to wage a war against Benin. So between 1,200 to 1,500 soldiers, mainly Africans from colonized territories, were dispatched to avenge the killing of the white man. And therefore the massacre, the genocide against the great kingdom of Benin, was carried out with justification. Some people may say that they were not armed, but how true is this? This is what the Queen of England, Queen Victoria, wrote in her Journal of Receiving News on January 12, 1897. She said, "There has been a terrible disaster on the Niger, near the place called Benin, that a number of English officers and civilians, including doctors, who went on a friendly mission, not armed, were attacked and fired upon by the King of Benin." She reported that they were not armed, but the truth is, were the soldiers not really armed? It is well reported that they were accompanied by over 250 Africans who dressed as porters, carrying luggages that had firearms concealed in them. Now the question is, what were they doing with firearms if their visit was a peaceful mission? What were they doing with firearms in their luggages if it was a friendly visit, if it was a friendly mission? What indeed were they doing with firearms concealed in their luggages if it was a friendly mission? Would you blame the Benin chiefs for their actions? Before you will blame the Benin chiefs for defending their territory, please let me draw your mind back to the story of King Jaja of Opobo, who was deposed by the British in 1887, and Chief Nana of Ishekiri, who was deposed in 1897. All this points to the fact that the white man was not to be trusted, and hence the Benis were afraid to trust the white man. Now look at what the acting Consul General James wrote to the Foreign Office in London in November 1896. He said, "I would add that I have reasons to hope that sufficient ivory may be found in the king's house to pay the expenses of removing the king from his stool." This was recorded by Roth in 1897. All this points to the fact that the British invasion of Benin was purely economical.